Hey YouTube, we're going to be giving away over 400 gift cards on this channel. That's Xbox, PlayStation, Amazon, iTunes, and Google. We're also going to be giving away a brand new iPhone 7 Red Edition. All you've got to do is like this video, leave a comment down below saying which gift card you hope to win, subscribe to my channel, and turn on post notifications. Please enjoy. One of the more important things when it comes to picking a champion to play, especially if you're going to do any kind of like one trick pony stuff, is sustain, really, because if you think about it, sustain is almost like an indirect link to your income, right? Like, if you can sustain a long time in a lane, that means you can farm longer. If you get like beat up in a skirmish, or if you lose a skirmish, if you can sustain back up to health, then it's not as big of a like deficit or whatnot, because the term I normally use for it is if the damage is gonna stick. Like, if you're against someone that doesn't have sustain in like any of their setup or their kit, then it's like, oh, the damage sticks, so if you poke them, it's almost more valuable. At least in my mind it is. That may be kind of like completely retarded, and other people may see it differently, but I feel like it's slightly more valuable because it's gonna take them longer to just regen that health based on their like base life regen. But anyway, sustain's one of the bigger picture like things that you need in a good champion, and I'm gonna probably preach this for a while, but Aatrox is like the coolest thing ever lately, because it's like he was decent, or he was okay, and his sustain like matched his damage output to where like his sustain could keep him alive the longer that he went through things. But now Riot has just buffed him, and like I think he even copped like a little bit of a nerf. This is like most recent 7.16 patch. They took away the W proc for his third strike on wards, but that's not actually a big deal unless like you're on like no HP and there's a ward, so you're like trying to sustain. But that's like a really niche opportunity that's probably not going to happen very much, so it's not really that much of a nerf. It's more of like a bug fix-ish type of thing. But a while back, I think it was a couple patches ago, maybe like 7.14, 7.13, that I think I said in another video that Riot actually took away his life cost for his W, which before then you would always max his E generally, especially when in lane. If you're in the jungle, you still would max like W, maybe even Q. I never tried that, but like on paper that kind of sounds good because like more ganks. But anyway, you would always max your E in lane because it was like your damage or whatever, and the W, the life, didn't get buffed that much, which it still doesn't when you level it. It's not like a ton because it's percent HP, and you have to have a lot for it to really like bump up any, and which actually it might be capped. I have no clue. I should look into that before making videos, but I'm kind of like lazy and just kind of want to get in the gist of making videos every day. So anyway, basically you would max your E and your W would fall to the wayside, and your Q was just kind of there. Your Q's still just kind of there, and your E's still good. You could still max it if you wanted to, because the slow scales with points in it. So the more points you put in it, the more you actually slow the opponent. But anyway, they took that away, and they actually buffed the damage on his W a little bit. So now it doesn't actually even take health away on the third proc when it does bonus damage. So it's actually kind of insane, because now you can do like a ton of really like fun and cool auto attack centric builds on Aatrox top. Like you could go like into something like Triforce Static Shiv. You could always do Blade of the Rune King. That's a very good item on him. Even like Black Cleaver would be good, because you can just stack it with like that and Furor, and it's just kind of amazing. Because like you have massive amounts of sustain for like no reason now, and now you can even do the bonus damage without having to give up anything. So if you have lifesteal in your item loadout, it's like you don't even really need the sustain part, and if you max it, it actually does like a ton of on hit damage on your third strike. It's like it's not gonna ever rival like Vayne or someone, because Vayne's like true damage, so like you can't really like screw with like true damage because it just kind of eats through everything. But it actually does a lot of damage, but I think it's physical if I'm correct. But anyway, it's kind of insane, and I think that he actually has like a lot of potential in the top lane, and I hope that like Europe or someone will like start using him more, because they used to use him, and like he's a lot better than he was. But unfortunately, the like pro scene meta is really moving away from picks like Aatrox, because they're going back to these like really easy to play big, beefy, sustain, engage, like one-click CC champions in top lane, which it's really sad, but to be honest, it's probably like the best meta as far as like competitive play goes because it's the most controlled and secure. But Aatrox is a really good option for solo queue because it's like, in my opinion, a better version of Tryndamere because your passive, like, you don't have to give up a spell for the rebirth passive like you do with Tryndamere, because Tryndamere you have to, like, you know, like, use a spell for that, whereas, like, you still have an ultimate. It's not just your whole, like, BS I'm gonna stay alive thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the cooldown on Aatrox passive is only, like, what, like 2 minutes at max, like, for the whole game, and that's really not that bad. You just have to be careful with it, because now, as opposed to before when they changed him, before you could just die however and then revive, but the more fury you had, the like higher health you'd come back with. But now you actually have to max out the fury for like a duration or something to even come back at all, which the first time I realized that, it was really awkward and embarrassing, because like I was fighting someone and I just like kept going with no fury because it was like level 1 or 2 and I didn't have anything to like stack it, and they just kind of killed me and typed a little question mark in all chat. So, you know, that's always really fun and definitely not tilt inducing. But yeah, so that's my thoughts and opinion on Aatrox. I think he's pretty freaking busted actually, so maybe you guys will like him too. You should definitely give him a shot up in the top lane or even the jungle. He has tons of gank potential from the jungle. He has lots of engage potential. You can build him tank or damage actually, so he's just really great for any scenario in the game. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope you enjoyed.